What's going on, y'all? This your boy Tony Black, voice of the block. And right now, you tuned in to Ghetto Gossip, man. And today, we're going to be talking about this Mano and 50 Cent big beefy situation, bro. 50 Cent always been in some deadly beef situations. Y'all know that? Ja Rule, Irv Gotti, you know what I'm saying? Then he be beefing, he was dissing and beefing with Nas and Fat Joe and Jada Kiss and all of them guys. So, 50 Cent, he got a lot of enemies, That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. But 50 Cent can hold his own ground, his own battle. And King say that, listen, as long as you keep us out of it, we gonna keep you and your family out of it. So it seemed like King growing up, and it seemed like these guys still want to play like they teenagers, I guess.
Got spanked, nigga. Is you crazy? They got spanked. What is wrong with you?
What do you mean they got spanked?
Yo, dude.
See, what they're trying to say is 50 Cent and G-Unit them took a loss. Why they took a loss? Because Jimmy, Jimmy was a stepper, a big time, Everybody knew Jimmy. Jimmy had a whole lot of respect, in LA. What happened though, what I believe that what happened was the game. If the game wouldn't have never signed the Jimmy and started fucking with Jimmy after going through what he was going through at that point in time with 50 Cent, none of this wouldn't have happened, bro. Lottie Mac would have still been alive, 50 Cent would have still had his homeboy and Jimmy, all these guys probably still be, straight. Mano, he just around here just talking, bro, a whole bunch of bullshit because he don't like 50 Cent. But I ain't never heard of Mano doing no, terrorizable things, bro. I ain't heard of Mano, hurting nobody, besides people that was smaller than him, skinnier than him, that couldn't throw their own weight, against his weight. I ain't seen Mano doing nothing against nobody that was his size, or bigger than him. I see him picking on somebody that's his size and bigger than him, but look like he's scared to meet. But let's finish listening to see what he running his mouth about.
Dude, you're black. Please trust me when I'm telling you this. I don't really want to go into all this, but they got spanked. What is wrong with you? Jimmy had his way.
Jimmy was doing a lot of things, bro. Jimmy, what happened was Tony Yayo and what's his name? Lottie Mac jumped Jimmy's son, and Jimmy's son was only 14 years old, and they did that because of the game situation. And Jimmy's son was wearing Jimmy's merch, how 50 Cent had the 50 Cent merchandise, had the shirts and shoes and shit. His son had that shit on, so 50 Cent, I'm gonna say, didn't like that. The G-Unit members didn't like that, so they try to apply pressure on the, the JIT. I see people saying that Tony Yayo got locked up for that situation. He didn't get locked up for that particular situation, man. He got locked up for other things, bro. Ask him yourself if you don't believe me.
What are you talking about?
Jimmy had his way.
What are you talking about?
I mean, Yayo's house got shot up over that situation. I understand that. But ultimately,
think about what you're saying and think about what happened.
Meaning what? That Jimmy's doing double life?
Listen.
He's doing double life because of the things he did. He's doing double life because of the things that he did. But he's saying, think about what happened when, Lottie Mac got taken out. That's what he's saying. So he basically dry snitching.
In that situation, that situation, they wasn't a victim in that situation, brother.
Right.
Okay, so
but I feel like these guys stood their ground.
Who stood what ground?
I think G-Unit stood their ground.
You don't know what you're talking about, bro.
Okay.
And it's easy to go for with the folklore. What else? Who else?
World.
You don't even know World. World is my childhood friend.
Okay.
Listen, this is things. He wasn't
didn't have beef with World?
Listen, that wasn't no.
The shooting that happened after Hot 97?
Listen, this is what I don't even want to get into it.
Okay.
If a shooting happened, it's beef. He trying to say if one incident, that's a big incident. That's not no coincidence, So Mano just full of shit, And World, that's his homeboy, World, I heard that World is a stepper. So, shout out to World, man. He ain't really trying to put too much information out on his homeboy. That's a good job. I hear you.
Incident happened. Right? You think you really into it with somebody with one incident?
Suge Knight.
Yo, bro,
The
listen.
stabbing incident at the Vibe Awards.
Yo, listen. Look, all I'm saying is I don't have no reason to believe the extra gangster shit. You believe whatever you want to believe. I ain't here to tell
But
you.
we're talking about actual incidents.
These-
We saw the video at the Vibe Awards, right?
What happened at the Bible Wars?
The guy that attacked them and him getting stabbed.
Attacked who?
Attacked Dr. Dre.
What
Who was with them?
What they had to, yo, bro.
They were there with Dr. Dre.
Yo, bro,
They were signed to Dr. Dre.
Yo, bro, listen to me. I'm not gonna debate you on another man. All I'm speaking from my perspective, and it is what it is. Like, I don't have no reason to believe nothing extra. Those incidents that you talking about, whatever. You know what I'm saying?
So what he trying to say is a bigger incident than that, man. But people around here saying that Jimmy, you know what I'm saying, didn't get back for his son, but I call it get back, man. I think that Jimmy got get back, you know what I'm saying, when he took out 50 Cent homeboy, man. They lowered him to, you know what I'm saying, a place, and a couple minutes later, you know what I'm saying, they got him.
The plan the next morning was for us to go over to Queensboro to see if anything could take place that day, or, also, in my opinion, to ID Lodi Mac. What was the point of identifying him? So that all parties would know how he looked and see him?
See, he was part of it, so they was trying to take revenge, bro. So y'all trying to tell me that this guy, you know what I'm saying, Jimmy didn't take revenge on Lonnie Mac and G Unit? Y'all trying to say that G Unit didn't take a loss? I think that's taking a loss. I think that's taking a bigger loss than what Jimmy took. But at the end, Jimmy took a big loss, bro, for the dumb shit that he did.
Why would that matter? You have to know who you are going to shoot if you're going to shoot somebody. How were you going to get to Queensboro? Jason and I drove out there. So let's talk about, what day did you go there? September 11th. Let's talk about what happened that day. Walk us through what happened. I called Jason the day before. He said, okay, I'll hit you in the morning. The next morning, he texted me and told me he was en route. I think we may have spoken because he wanted to get the exact cross streets. I told him I was on New Lots between Warwick and Jerome. And when he pulled up, I came out. We got in the car. We drove over to Queensboro and we found a parking spot. And I immediately looked around and said, this is in fact the jail. So I'm kind of looking for cameras and canvassing the area. And when I walked inside, I immediately noticed a bank of cameras, almost like a control panel where the correction officer is. So I said, we're going to scratch this. Don't be doing anything here. But I asked the lady, is Lowell Fletcher here? And she said, no, you just missed him, maybe 15, 20 minutes. Who is this guy? He's very popular today. Everybody is looking for him. And she went on to say a group of guys just came and picked him up a little while ago. I said, okay, thank you. I went back out to the car and told Jason, we just missed him. Some people picked him up.
See, they was looking for him and they got him. Somebody got on the phone who he trusted. You know what I'm saying? They made it like, hey, bro, wasn't no problems. We good. Pull up. Y'all know how niggas is in the hood. That's what happened with that situation. Lottie believed it. He pulled up like a fool and they got their issue. You know what I'm saying? So they did get back for that situation, bro. And Game, he's the fault for it, bro. So, man, if y'all fuck with this content, y'all let me know in the comment section what y'all think about it, bro. I'm out. Peace.